So today I want to talk about one of my favorite shows that I used to watch all the time growing up as a kid. And it sucks because this series had so much potential. Like, if you watched this series all those years ago when it came to its original airing on Cartoon Network, you can tell what I mean. We're talking about Sym-Bionic Titan, a show that definitely deserved better. It could have really went places. It could have been in the makings of an all-time classic, but unfortunately the route wasn't there for it, and it's all thanks to what transpired of Cartoon Network. And we're just gonna dive into that when it comes to the whole process behind everything that happened with Sym-Bionic Titan. So this is gonna be a hard video to get through, and it really hurts as a fan when it comes to just reflecting back on everything that happened. But still, I get to talk about Sym-Bionic Titan again. I get to talk about why it's so awesome and why it stood out to begin with. So I guess that's a plus, right? So without further ado, let's just get straight into this conversation. So first things first, what even is Sym-Bionic Titan? Well, it's an animated series that hit Cartoon Network back in 2010, and it's the brainchild of Genndy, the guy behind Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. Two awesome shows, by the way. And the show follows three characters, Ilana, Lance, and Octus, who are aliens from a war-torn planet called Galiluna. They crash land on Earth, disguise themselves as high schoolers, and try to blend in while fighting off monstrous invaders sent by the evil general Modula, who's taken over their homeland. Oh, and here's the kicker. When things get dicey, they combine their powers to form this massive, badass robot called the Sym-Bionic Titan. It's like a superhero team-up meets a mech anime, all wrapped up in a teen drama bow. The story kicks off with these three trying to escape the chaos of Galiluna after a brutal invasion. Ilana's the princess of a big heart. Lance is this rebellious soldier with a chip on his shoulder. And Octus is a super smart robot who can shapeshift into a human dad or a nerdy kid. They end up in Sherman, Illinois, posing as a quirky little family. And it's honestly hilarious watching them figure out Earth stuff like furniture shopping or those typical high school cliches. But it's not all fun and games because Modula keeps sending these wild Mutrati creatures to hunt them down, so they got to balance algebra homework with also saving the planet. And what's cool about the premise is how it juggles so many layers. You got this epic sci-fi plot about a fallen kingdom and a resistance fighting back, but it's grounded in these everyday moments of them trying to fit in. It's not just about the giant robot battles, though those are awesome. It's about these characters finding a new home while carrying the weight of their old one. The show ran for 20 episodes, airing from September 2010 to April 2011, and it left us on a cliffhanger that still haunts me to this day. I think what hooked me right away though was how it felt like a love letter to so many things I grew up with. When it came to mecha anime, teen movies, and even a little bit of that genndy magic that makes his work so timeless. It's a show that's got heart, action, and a whole lot of personality, and it's such a shame it didn't get the chance to fully spread its wings. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what made it so special in the first place. Okay, so why did Sym-Bionic Titan feel like such a breath of fresh air? Well, for me, it's all about how it blended genres in a way that felt totally unique. You got this high-stakes sci-fi adventure with aliens and robots, but then it's layered with these John Hughes-inspired high school vibes. Think The Breakfast Club meets Voltron. Ilana's out there trying to unite her classmates like some kind of alien diplomat. Lance is brooding in getting into street races, and Octus is awkwardly dating the head cheerleader Kimmy. It's wild how it bounces between epic battles and these quiet, relatable moments without even feeling forced. Then there's the animation. Oh man, just thinking about it, it's just gorgeous. Genndy has this knack for making every frame pop, and Sym-Bionic Titan is no exception. The character designs are sleek and expressive. The Titan itself looks like something out of a mecha dream, and the action scenes are so fluid and intense. But it's not just about looking cool, there's this emotional weight to it. Like when Lance and Ilana argue about how to handle their new life, you feel their frustration. And when Octus steps in to play peacemaker, it's oddly heartwarming. The show nails that balance of spectacle and soul. And another thing that sets it apart is the characters themselves. Ilana's not your typical princess. She's strong, compassionate, and actually wants to make Earth a better place. Lance is this tough guy with a tragic past, but he's got layers that peel back over time. And Octus, he's the glue. Logical but surprisingly human, especially when he's bumbling through teen romance. Together they got this dynamic that's equal parts funny, tense, and touching. It's rare to see a trio this well-rounded in a show that could have just leaned on robot fights and called it a day. Wasn't afraid to be ambitious, to tell a big story while still caring about the little moments. That's what made it stand out, and why it's so frustrating that it didn't get the love it truly deserved. So here's when things got a little bittersweet. What went wrong with Sym-Bionic Titan? The short answer is it got canceled after just one season. 20 episodes. And it left us on a cliffhanger, but the bigger question is, why? And honestly, it boils down to some dumb luck and even dumber decisions. Like I said, the show aired in 2010, right when Cartoon Network was shifting gears, and it didn't quite fit their mold at the time. It wasn't a goofy comedy or a toy-driven franchise, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. The official reason for the cancellation? No toy line. Yeah, you heard it right. Cartoon Network axed it because it didn't have any toys connected to it. Genndy himself said they hoped to expand the series, but the network couldn't figure out how to market it to kids without plastic Titan figures on store shelves. It's so frustrating because this wasn't a show that needed gimmicks. It had a killer story and characters that could have carried it for years, but instead of betting on quality, they pulled the plug over merchandising. Timing didn't help either, because 2010 was a weird era for animation. Networks were chasing quick hits and safe bets, and Sym-Bionic Titan was anything but safe. It was complex, it took risks, it didn't talk down to its audience. Genndy even said he didn't see it as just a kid show, which might have scared off execs who wanted something simpler. Plus, it aired on Friday nights, not exactly prime time for getting eyes on it. The ratings weren't terrible, but they weren't blockbuster either, and that sealed its fate. But what stings the most is that there was more ready to go. According to Kevin, who voiced Lance, they'd written 10 more episodes that never got animated. Genndy's teased that those scripts were even better than what we got, and I can't help but feel robbed. The show was just hitting its stride, building up the Gala Luna resistance, deepening the characters, and then bam, it's over. It's a classic case of a network not seeing the forest for the trees, and we're the ones who lost out. What could Cartoon Network have done better to give Sym-Bionic Titan the shot it deserved? First off, they could have had some faith in the show's vision instead of obsessing over toys. Not every series needs a lunchbox tie-in to succeed. Look at Samurai Jack, another Genndy hit that thrived without a big merchandising push. They could have marketed off as a premium animated series, something for older kids and teens who'd eat it up for the depth and style. A little confidence could have gone a long way with it. Its scheduling was another miss. Fridays nights in 2010? Come on. That's a graveyard slot for a show trying to find its audience. They should have put it in a prime spot, like after Adventure Time or during a weekend block, where it could have hooked more viewers. And why not promote it harder? Bigger push at a Comic-Con, maybe some cool trailers, maybe even a crossover with another genndy property to draw in its fans. They had a gold mine with this name alone, but it feels like they barely tapped into it. They also could have leaned to the show's strengths by giving it room to grow. Instead of capping it off at 20 episodes and waiting to see toy sales, they should have greenlit a second season right away to keep the momentum going. Shows like this needed time to build a following. Think about how Avatar: The Last Airbender took off after a slow start. A little patience might have turned Sym-Bionic Titan into a cult classic instead of a one and done tragedy. Heck, even a streaming deal later on could have revived it. Imagine it on Netflix back in the day. And here's a big one. They could have just listened to the fans. Us. Even after cancellation, people were begging for more. There were petitions, fan art, you name it. Cartoon Network could have brought it back for a special or a mini series to wrap things up. Especially since Adult Swim gave it a second life on Toonami in 2012. They had proof it had legs, but they wrote it off completely in 2014. It's like they didn't even try to see the potential. If they nurtured it instead of letting it die, we might have gotten the epic ending it truly deserved. That's Sym-Bionic Titan, man. It was just a show that had so much heart and so much potential, but it got cut down before its time. It's just a reminder of how even the best ideas can fall through the cracks when networks don't get it. So I want to ask you guys now, how do you guys feel about Sym-Bionic Titan? Do you guys have the same thought process as me, where you definitely saw a lot of potential in this series and you really wish it took off to become something greater? Be sure to let me know down below, because I would really love to know your overall thoughts on this series. And if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media, be sure to check out my X, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook. All the links to those are located in the description below. Be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever I'm dropping a video on the channel. Other than that, I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.